Well, get ready. We're going to take your taste buds on a trip to the islands without even leaving the RVA. Our next guest creates magic in the kitchen with his delicious and easy to make recipes. We're looking forward to this one. Teriyaki shrimp stuffed pineapple is on the menu today. We welcome Executive Chef Ausar AriAnkh back with us on Virginia this morning. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Likewise.
You always make such fantastic dishes, and they're easy to do. They're approachable. This
Definitely
one's no different?
No different. This one takes about 5 minutes to execute. And the preparation time, probably the longest thing is the rice, which it takes about 45 minutes because it's brown rice. But other than that, it's very simple.
Step number one, a scorching hot pan.
Yes, you want your pan very hot because we want to get some nice colors and stuff. So we're going to start with searing off the shrimp. So I'll go ahead and add that. That sound right there is what you're looking for, that nice sizzle. We got a very hot pan.
What kind of oil are you using in there?
This is olive oil.
Oh, it is?
So yeah, olive oil has a nice flavor to it and gets the job done. It's healthier for you. So all we're going to do here is let these sear for about 30 seconds on each side, and that's the hardest part of the dish right there.
This is so cool. You don't usually get to see this, and we'll probably get some splats on the lens, but it's like you can see it turning pink while you're cooking it, and that's what you want.
And you see it the tail start curling up a little bit too.
It happens really very quickly. We say that all the time, but you often don't get to see it happen that
fast.
Not at all.
Okay, so once you flip it now, I'm going to add the onions to it. Go ahead and put it to the side. It's all going to eventually get mixed together anyway.
You just used a white onion?
Yep, that's just a white onion. They're very sweet. They give you a nice flavor profile, so I like to go with yellow onions. Once you do that, mix it around a little bit, keep it moving. And as I said, this is a very quick dish, so once you get all your preparation done, you can just fire this up whenever, probably within a commercial break or something.
It smells so
added some garlic to it.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just kidding.
That's about a clove and a half.
You better make sure your date has some of that. That looks delicious.
So as you can see, the shrimp already are curling up. You can see the onions are starting to caramelize. That's bringing out the natural sugar in them. And you're halfway done. Now,
you're making what I would consider a portion, right?
Yes, this is one portion right here.
And that's what we're going to be seeing here.
That's what we'll use to fill the pineapple up.
If you needed to do a larger batch, you could just amplify your recipe.
Exactly. You could the recipe that will be online is for 2. If you want to do it for 4, of course, you just multiply it by 2. Okay, so once you see we get it to this stage, the onions are nice and caramelized. You see the shrimp curled up. We can go ahead and throw the red peppers in there.
And those usually take a little while to cook, but maybe here they won't.
I won't let them cook all the way because, of course, I want to leave some of the nutritional content within them, so I won't cook them all the way. And you want that vibrant color in them. I got the grilled pineapples. If you don't have a grill at home, you can just sear them off. It makes them even sweeter than they already are, but I'm creating layers of flavors. So with the grill, it gives you that nice smoky flavor. So we're developing layers of flavor.
Now, let's take a step back because you said this recipe is super fast and super easy. It is, except for the rice. We got to plan ahead.
Definitely. That takes about 45 to an hour.
We'll get back to that in a minute. And then the pineapple. Now, this is somewhat like a lot of people think, how do you even tackle one of these things? So there's that. And then how do you get all the guts out?
Okay, what you do is you cut your pineapple in half, of course, from top to bottom. I start with cutting through this little top crown, cut through that, and then use that as your tracing point to cut the rest through. Once you cut it through, that hard stem in the middle that people usually, that little pithy part they throw away. I just cut, on a 45-degree angle on both sides of that, and then I just pull that out. And then you just make an incision, make a square, and then you just carve the rest of it out, and then you use that to make the pineapple that you're going to grill off.
Next time we got to have you do the how-to demo on that, and we'll put that on social media so you can see. You make it sound easy, but then
we'll add some more minutes to it.
Then it's a really neat. You can use that pineapple then for what you end up grilling together.
Exactly, and I use some of it for what I'm grilling off, and I also use some that I blend up, and you can squeeze the juice out of it if you don't want to buy pineapple juice. So you can utilize it in many different ways. Okay, so this pretty much is right where we want to be. So I have a little bit of teriyaki sauce. You always want to add this right at the end because teriyaki already has some sugar in it. So the pan will, it'll stick to the pan and it'll turn your smoke alarm off, So just add a little bit in there. I can take the fire off.
And you'll lose it pretty quickly. The moisture won't stay in it for very long. Man, does this smell good.
And that's it. So once you get to that point right there, I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of scallions.
And if you weren't jazzed about scallions, you could leave those out.
You could leave them out. One thing about this dish is that it's versatile. So if you didn't like shrimp, you can substitute the shrimp for chicken. If you wanted to make it vegetarian, you can substitute tofu. If you just want it to be all vegetables, you can put some mushrooms, some shiitake, some portobellos, grill those off. So it's a lot of ways you could create the same dish. Very, very easy.
I love, love, love shrimp. It's just the tails. I'm definitely team tail off because now I've got to wrestle with what's going on here. That's okay, I can still make it happen. Back to that rice, Ausar, because we talked about it takes a while. The brown rice is so nice. Why?
Brown rice now, the brown rice consists of the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. The husk is the only part that's taken off of the rice. Now, when you see white rice, the bran and the germ is removed, and then you just have the endosperm left over, which is pretty much a waste byproduct. So this one is healthier for you. It helps you with digestion, and it also, within your system, it triggers and tells your body, hey, that's enough. You don't need to eat anymore. So when you eat brown rice, you'll eat less because your body will say, hey, I'm kind of full. I don't need anymore.
So there's a little bit more benefits there, but it does take 45
minutes to an hour to cook because of that, that hull on the outside of it.
And you know this, but Cheryl gave me a hot tip, of course, with she makes it ahead of time and then we'll freeze it. And so if you were using maybe pre-prepared frozen, how do we warm it back up?
Well, you could put a pot on the stove, put a little bit of water in there, put it in there just till it steams up, heat it up that way. I don't like microwaves. I don't use them at all, so I would recommend doing it that way. But, a lot of people do use microwaves. If you wanted to put it in the microwave, you could.
Another one. I'm trying to eradicate the microwave from my house too, but I haven't figured out how to do it. Okay, so if we were going to plate all this together, we have about a minute left.
Okay, all we have to do is very simple. We have the brown rice that we'll go ahead and add it into the pineapple. Go ahead, put that down in there.
Yum. And so this, okay, so I did say that was a one-person portion, but now that I'm looking at all that rice, I realize maybe I could share. I don't know.
Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put all of this in there on top.
This looks so delicious.
That right there.
So squeeze as much in there as you can, right?
Definitely. And it just makes the presentation really nice and elegant. People say, "Wow, you should be an Iron Chef after you present this."
You're our own Iron Chef. Don't go anywhere.
All right,
then
this is just a teriyaki and pineapple reduction that I made to make a glaze. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of that and garnish on it.
That's why you were talking about keeping that pineapple juice
earlier. There you go. So all you do is put a little bit of that, then you finish it, little black and white sesame seeds just to make it pop a little bit.
I feel like I'm hovering like a hungry wolf.
And I'm going to finish it with a little scallion and just make them rain on there a little bit like that.
Make it rain.
There you go.
I like it. All right, let me in there. They handed me a fork, right? And I'm going to do my due diligence on what's happening. Okay, team tail still on. / get some pineapple in there. Ausar, thank you so much for being back with us. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Before I eat, I will talk. By 2 p.m. today, you'll find this recipe posted on our show website, WTVR.com/VTM. Cheryl, I can feel the heat in my finger. I'm going to do the quality control. Oh, yeah, we're safe. I'm going to go in there.